Hi, morning everyone. I thought, since though the Prime Minister addressed the nation last night, I should maybe do the same myself today. Um, I think it was important. The first thing I kind of thought, as well as everyone else, probably felt a bit down and a bit worried about what's coming in the coming weeks and months. But then the important message I wanted to put across today was about how important it is. Whilst yesterday was a negative, that we don't let it, ruin today and ruin tomorrow and ruin the rest of 2021. Because normally, kind of, we go into a new year with lots of vigor and lots of excitement, and it'd be very easy for something like this to knock everyone back, and that won't help us as we move forward. Obviously, we are now going into lockdown 3. There's so many of the challenges that will return that we experienced for many of us earlier in the year. In March, April time. I think for many people, the homeschooling thing is probably one of the biggest challenges. It kind of adds a real different dimension to what we've experienced for, since probably the summer and since September. It makes things a lot more difficult. So, I think it's very important that we all kind of understand that. For different people, there'll be people watching this who don't have kids, and that kind of makes no difference to the difficulties or the challenges for everyone, but kind of understanding is so important. I think it's very understandable, very reasonable for anyone to feel a little bit down about things at the moment, but and kind of feel a bit, here we go again. But we've kind of got to park that a little bit now and move on. I think the end is in sight. I guess we do have things that are in place that, okay, maybe the next couple of months or so are going to be really tough, but things should, hopefully, people who know better than me will be saying this, that things should get better as we move on. And all we can do now is control what we can control ourselves. The outside influences, there's very little most of us can do about that. So, yeah, I think it's important, as I mentioned earlier, that we all understand that it's going to be difficult for different people in different ways. Whether it's mental health, whether it's childcare, whether business-wise, it's going to be difficult. There's a lot of people who've experienced a lot of difficulties, in the last year, whether it's hospitality, leisure, and such like. For some of us, it's been less of an impact, but kind of just feel like, obviously, there's been a bit of a grind to it, and it's kind of gone back to that. But we kind of can only control what we control. And what I think now, the key is flexibility. Absolutely, the most important is about flexibility. So it's flexibility for us as individuals in terms of, for our work, when we work, do we have to get up an hour early before the kids get up and do an hour? Do we have to do a couple of hours on the night instead of watching Netflix? Whatever it may be, do we have to work on a weekend rather than working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week? Do we have to work 5 hours a day for 7 days a week? It will be tough and it'll be hard work, but we all got to look at that and flexibility. And I would have a big plea as well to anyone who employs anyone to think about that, think about people's circumstances and help them find a way that works, because it's not, like I said, the thing for me won't work for you, and we're all different. So it's about, like I said, for the next couple of months, trying to be flexible, make it work the best we can for all of us. Concentrate on outputs, not inputs. I think it's one thing I talk a lot about, is it happens a lot in businesses that we concentrate too many how many hours people work, or how many days a week they're in, or whatever it might be. That kind of needs to be forgotten about a little bit over the coming months. Well, in my opinion, all the time, but especially in the next couple of months. And just worry about outputs. What are the most important things? What do we need to do, and get them done, and plan and work best we can within that. I wanted to kind of communicate a few things that I've seen this morning, actually, from a few people, which I thought was some fantastic advice. And I would say to people, amongst the negativity, to try and pick out that as well. So for those of us, for those people who are in the Northern Affinity, we use an internal platform to share with us. And we had a fantastic post this morning, first thing. I'm sure a lot of us saw it as one of the first things we saw this morning from Pete Evans. Anyone who doesn't know Pete, connect with him on LinkedIn, and I'd advise you do, because there'll be lots of good stuff, I'm sure, coming. But he talked about what he did in March, April time, and what he got from that. Some fantastic advice. I won't read it all out because there's quite a lot of things in there. But one thing he talks about, getting in touch with your key clients, let them know you're there. Just pick up the phone. You don't have to arrange anything. Just ask how they are. Ask how things are going. I think it's great advice and something so simple. He's mentioned about doubling down investment of time with your clients, but not necessarily expect financial reward at this time for that. If you do that and build even stronger relationships with clients, quite frankly, you will get the benefit of that over a longer time. And the payback will come. Like I said, it might not come in the next couple of months, but it might be at the end of this year, it might be next year, it might be in 5 years' time. Who knows? But people remember that. And don't forget your marketing efforts. You've had to double it. I think one of the things I noticed from the first lockdown, and Pete's mentioned here, the people who did that really benefited from that and have done over the last few months. As Pete's mentioned on the post, there's going to be lots of people negative and drains on at the moment, and critics and cynics. Take the positive approach. It's really, really important. So there's more stuff at Pete, and I'm sure if you follow him on LinkedIn, you'll see more of that. But I felt that was some fantastic advice. Another post I saw, which was fantastic, was from someone I connected with, I've known for a few years, Rich Evans from Bold Identities. So Rich put a fantastic post together, and again, I'm not going to sit here and read it all out. I'll paraphrase some of it, but fantastic advice again based on his experiences. Have gratitude, appreciate what we have. And he's mentioned here something called "Grab the Magic" by Rhonda Byrne. I'm not aware of that. It sounds fantastic. He says he even ended up saying thanks to the taps in his bathrooms. If that keeps us going, then fantastic. Another one he mentioned, which I totally on board with, is exercise. It's a thing you can control. Commit to daily exercise, whether that, and again, that'll mean different things to different people, whether that's going for a run, going for a walk. I did see that Joe Wicks is starting his PE lessons again, so if that's what it means, there's tons of stuff you can do. Just search on YouTube and various other places that people can get stuff and do it. It's all different levels, but exercise really will help, and it kind of great for our mental health as well. Rich has also mentioned about setting goals as well and give yourself a short-term purpose, which I think was great. If anyone wants to read the post, like I said, go check out Rich Evans' Bold Identities, and he posted it this morning, so you should be able to see that. I would also I've had some comments on here, which I'll cover off in a minute. The positivity is absolutely key, I think, for us now. And so some really good posts there. Brenda, mental health. I think you're absolutely spot on, Brenda, with that. And the biggest issue, I think I was talking to a few people about this yesterday. That last time, the initial lockdown in March, probably felt there was whilst it was a bit of the unknown, there was a bit of freshness and newness and kind of a bit of excitement to it. And I think it was because it was novel, it was less of a drain, at least to start with anyway. It helped that the weather was great, and a point I made yesterday that your house is bigger, assuming you've got a garden, your house is bigger when the weather's good, because your garden essentially becomes an extension of your house. Now, while we still have that, you still have that garden. Obviously, when it's like it is at the moment, it doesn't feel like that. So there is differences, and I think you're spot on there, Brenda, the mental health issue. And I think going back to the post from Rich, exercise, I think it'll be key, really important. As much as it won't be quite as pleasant going out for a walk or going out for a run in this particular weather, I think we've just got to do it. I think getting the habits of doing it will be really helpful. So thank you for that, Brenda. Sarah, great post about communications between employee and employers. Work together. It sounds pretty obvious, doesn't it? But unfortunately, I don't think it's always been the case. So it's, great post. Sarah, thank you. Tracy, brilliant. Woken up with a spring in the step and drive to crack on. That's great to see. I think we have just got to crack on. Control the controllables, I mentioned earlier. It's not going to be easy, and I'm sure we're all going to have good and bad days, and that like we do all the time, I guess. But positivity, I think, will be so important. So thank you for that. Tessa, there you go. You're allowed to meet a personal trainer outside, so if that's good. So again, going out and exercising in January is not quite as fun as it was maybe in April when we had the lovely weather, but do it if that helps. If that gets you through the next couple of months, it's a great investment, as well as obviously the health benefits of it. Shane, what a fantastic point. Yeah, absolutely. Don't have too many expectations. Don't beat yourself up about things. I have to admit, it's something that I probably do myself, and I probably did during the last lockdown. Is you put too much on yourself to do. We saw this things in March about everyone's going to do all this stuff and basically remodel our house and things like that. Let's not get too let's not have too expectations on ourselves. Let's get through it, I think, is kind of the message there. I think that's a fantastic point. Some fantastic posts on here, and some of them take me out the screen a little bit, but set yourself specific things to do and commit to. Some great points there. Exercise 5 days a week. I'll do TikTok every day as well. It's not something I've got into yet, but maybe that's something I will do myself in this lockdown. Stuart, what can he control? Yeah, absolutely. I think it's spot on, Stuart. Great point, and I think that is probably the key to us. I kind of the first point that Brendan made about mental health, and I'll throw a kind of mindset into this as well. I think that's kind of a lot of what people are saying here is, well, it is what we make of it. I know it's not quite as easy as that for some people. I totally get that and appreciate that, and it's certainly easier to say than it is to do. But we've got to give ourselves the best opportunity, I think. I guess for a lot of people as well, as much as we hear what we do from the media, probably not a great deal changed. I think obviously the big change is the schools closing for many people, but a lot of the things hasn't changed too much, despite what's been said. So we don't have to alter what's gone on since maybe October time. So yeah, keep going, guys. Keep going what you're doing. So many people are connecting with each other and talking and encouraging people. That I think, going back to the point that Pete made, pick the phone up to people. Just do a bit random as well. Don't have to arrange a Zoom call or a video call with someone. Pick the phone up and have a chat with them. So some fantastic points. Just wanted to pick this one up on Sarah. So more £9,000 grants announced for retail, leisure, and hospitality. Not all appreciate that, but it is something there for people. And from what I did see something this morning, that there's going to be some things announced today from a support point of view, financial support. Now, what that entails, we'll have to see. And obviously that will help, and that will ease some burden, I think, for a lot of people. So it seems like, obviously from the comments I can see here in front of me and the people I've seen this morning, that it's kind of, I guess it's the whole British way. We're going to get on with it, deal with what we've got and stiff up the lip and get on with it, really. And I think that's all we can do. It is going to be tough, but what I'd say to everyone is just try and support each other. Who knows what that, like I said, we're all probably going to have difficult days over the coming weeks and months. Who knows what a conversation with someone will bring, randomly picking the phone up, sending a message, a text, WhatsApp, whatever it might be to people. It might just make that difference and help. So keep supporting each other. And from me, anyone who just wants to have a chat, I do spend a lot of time on Zoom. So I'd be quite appreciative of some phone calls, actually. It'd be quite nice. So if anyone just wants to chat, conversation about anything, just do it, send messages, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm more than happy to do that if it helps anyone kind of distract at least for an hour or so, have a good conversation. And I know that applies for a lot of the people I know, and I'm sure anyone who's watching this who doesn't know himself or other people will have a group of people around you. I think that's a really important thing right now, is having that good people around you to help and support in whatever way we do. So keep doing that, keep helping other people, keep sending messages, keep having conversations, and I'm sure we'll all get through it. And hopefully by the time the spring comes, things will be looking better and we'll be all meeting face to face. And who knows, later this year we'll all be reflecting on this and in more of, I want to say more of a normal world. I don't think normality as we knew it will ever go back, but more of a normal world. So thank you, everyone. So many great comments as well. I've tried to cover as many as I can, and I think some fantastic points. I would advise anyone to look through them. Like I said, go check out Rich's post on LinkedIn. Again, I'll put the link in the post. Actually, I'll put it underneath for anyone. Go check it out. And yeah, have a good day. Like I said right at the start, don't let what happened yesterday ruin today. Don't let it ruin tomorrow, and don't let it ruin 2021 for you. So thank you, everyone. Stay safe and have a good day.